Hello and welcome to the Excellent English Club. In the previous video, we have discussed two things. Number one, what is morphology? Number two, what is morpheme? And today, we are going to discuss what are the types of morpheme. So first of all, we will discuss free morpheme and then we will discuss bound morpheme. Now, what is free morpheme? Look here. Free morphemes are morphemes that function in a sentence independently and can stand alone on its own, like cat, dog, girl. These words cannot be broken into a smaller unit. Otherwise, they will lose their meaning. Look at the example. As I told you, free morpheme has two categories, two types. The first one is lexical morpheme. Lexical morphemes are morphemes like noun, adjective, verb. For example, play, boy. Play is lexical and verb. Boy is also lexical and it is noun. Like, for example, good is an adjective. So what is this? Lexical morpheme. Number two is functional morpheme. Functional morpheme are like conjunctions, prepositions, articles, pronouns. Like the words which function. There are two types of words, main words and functional words. So main words are lexical words and functional words are like conjunction, preposition, articles, pronouns, etc. Here are the examples. Look, into, it is functional and it is preposition. A, and the, they are also functional and they are articles. So we can say that free morphemes are of two types. The first one is lexical morpheme, the other one is functional morpheme. But they can stand alone as a separate word. They don't need any help from other word. Now move to bound morpheme. Bound morpheme is a unit of meaning which cannot stand alone on its own and has no meaning unless it is attached to a free morpheme of a word. Means they are not independent, they are dependent to other morpheme, or you can say the free morpheme. When you attach it with free morpheme, then they are meaningful, otherwise they are meaningless. Okay, for example, prefixes like in, d, il, ir or im, or suffixes like s, ed, ing, ful, tion, sion and al. Basically, these bound morphemes are affixes. These are affixes. Just like free morphemes, bound morphemes also have two categories. Number one, derivational morpheme. Number two, inflectional morpheme. Look at the examples here. Bound morphemes are divided into two, as I told you. Derivational morpheme, for example, unable. The word unable, here the root word is able and the derivational morpheme is un, un. Similarly, you can see the inflectional morpheme. Inflectional morphemes, example is like comes. Here the root word is come and the inflection morpheme is s. Now move to the derivational morpheme and inflection morpheme in detail. Derivational morphemes are bound morphemes which change the grammatical category or the parts of speech of the root word to which it is attached. For example, adding ful to the noun beauty, so it becomes beautiful. So it was a noun and when we added ful, it became beautiful, that is an adjective. So this changes the grammatical category from noun to adjective. Look at another example. In the word goodness, the root word is good and the derivational morpheme is ness, which changes the adjective into noun. The first example was from noun to adjective. The second example is from adjective to noun. Now look one more example. Similarly, replacing e with er. Replacing e with er at the end of the verb drive. Drive is a verb and changes into a noun, driver. What happened? we remove E, we added ER, which makes a verb drive into a noun driver. We have three different examples. The first one is noun to adjective, the second one is adjective to noun, and the third one is from verb to noun. So we can say that derivational morphemes are the bond morpheme which changes the grammatical category and the parts of speech. Okay, now move to inflectional morphemes. Look here. What is inflectional morpheme? It is also a bond morpheme which modifies words without affecting their category. Derivational morpheme changes grammatical category as well as the parts of speech, but inflectional morphemes, they modify the word, but there is no effect on their categories. So they are not used to produce new words. In derivational morpheme, when we add any derivational morpheme, they changes the word and they make a new word. But here they tell us the grammatical function of a word. In English, we have 8 inflectional morphemes. One by one, we will see the example of each and every inflectional morphemes. For example, we have these 8 inflectional morphemes: present morpheme, past morpheme, participle morpheme, plural morpheme, progressive morpheme, possessive morpheme, comparative morpheme, and superlative morpheme. Now move to see the examples of each and every inflectional morpheme. Number 1 is present morpheme. Present morpheme is used as the third person singular. For example, as in the word like go and come, he goes, she comes. This as is a present morpheme. Move to number 2, participle morpheme. Participle morpheme is used to make perfect tense, right? Like, for example, en is added to make write into written, spoke into spoken, and take into taken. As we know that we use third form of the verb in perfect tense. So write becomes written, eat become eaten, play become played. Now move to number 3, past. Participle is used to make the past tense add ed or change a vowel, like played, walked, talked, and when you change vowel it will come like this: speak, spoke. This is past morpheme. Now move to number 4, plural morphemes. Plural morpheme is used to make plural form from singular. As is added to make plurals like singer, singers, chair, chairs, fan, fans. Number 5, progressive morphemes. Progressive morpheme means continuation, means something is going on, the work is going on. So we use to make continuous tense. For example, ing is added to write, cook, and watch. So they are writing, cooking, watching. Okay, this is progressive morpheme. Now move to number 6, that is possessive morpheme. Possessive means belongingness, means something belong to me, to you, to anybody else. For example, if we say that John's car, John's pen. So we use apostrophe comma plus s at the end of a noun. For example, look here, s apostrophe s in Ali's book, Sarah's bag, like this. Okay, so we use this morpheme to make belongingness. Okay, number 7 is comparative morpheme. Comparative morpheme used to show comparison between two things. For example, add er to large, small, and great to become larger, smaller, greater. So you can say that this room is larger than mine, this computer is smaller than yours, and this man is greater than that, like this. The last one is superlative morpheme. Superlative morpheme used to show the highest degree of comparison, means this is the best one, nothing is better than this. That is the highest degree, which is called superlative degree. Comparative degree, we have two comparisons, this is better than this, but not the best one. But in superlative, we have the best one. For example, we add est in large, small and great. So they will be like largest, smallest and greatest. Superlative morpheme. So we have 8 inflectional morphemes: present morpheme, past morpheme, participle morpheme, plural morpheme, progressive, possessive and comparative morpheme, and finally the superlative morpheme. Now let me show you all these morphemes in a diagram. Look here, this diagram. Look, what is morpheme? As I told you, morpheme has 2 categories: free morpheme and bound morpheme. Now, free morpheme has 2 categories. The first one is content words or lexical, and the example of content words: dog, cat, play, away, etc. Number 2 is function morphemes. Look here. The examples are on, in, he, thou, at, etc. Now move to the bound morpheme. As I told you, bound morphemes are affixes. They are affixes. Okay, now they have 2 categories: derivational morpheme and inflectional morpheme. Now, as I told you, derivational morpheme has suffixes as well as prefixes, but inflectional morphemes are suffixes only. This means that derivational can be added at the beginning of a word and at the end of a word, but inflectional morpheme can be added only at the end, not at the beginning. Now look at the example. Derivational morpheme, prefixes and suffixes. In prefixes, we can say like you and in unhappy and dis in dislike. If you go to inflectional morphemes, you will see the example is ness in happiness. Ness in happiness. This is all about the types of morphemes. I think you understand what is morpheme, what is different types of morphemes. Thank you very much. See you in the next video. In the next video, we are going to discuss what is allomorph. So, see you in the next video. Bye-bye.